Natural processes such as the warming or cooling of the climate or variations in the level of the water can all have a role in the extinction of species. In this video, we are going to discuss top 10 extinct animals. Before starting this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. In more recent times, the cause of the problem has been human activities. In addition to pollution, the introduction of foreign species, and excessive fishing or hunting, the major cause of modern extinctions is the degradation of natural habitats brought about by growing agricultural land and the clearing of forests to make way for new development. However, there is a growing consensus that climate change is to blame for the extinction of species. Here are 10 extinct species of extraordinary animals. Let's start with Number 10. West African black rhinoceros. Several countries in Southeast Africa have been credited with the discovery of the West African black rhinoceros. This particular rhino would have measured between 3 and 3.8 meters in length, stood between 1.4 and 1.7 meters tall, and weighed between 800 and 1,300 kilograms. It had two horns, the larger of which was between 0.5 and 1.3 meters, and the smaller of which ranged in length from 2 to 55 centimeters. The greens in the shoots made up the entirety of their diet. Poaching was widespread because some people, despite contradictory evidence from science, believed that the horns of some animals had therapeutic properties. In the 1930s, there were attempts made to preserve the species, but in spite of these efforts, the population continued to decrease. Cameroon is the location where, in 2006, a West African black rhino was seen for the final time. 2011 was the year that the official death knell was rung for this species. Number 9. Baiji white dolphin. The baiji white dolphin, sometimes referred to as the Chinese river dolphin, is a dolphin that can only be found in the Yangtze River in China. These beasts have the potential to grow to a length of 8 feet and a weight of a quarter ton at their greatest potential. They were unable to see very well due to the small size of their eyes, therefore they relied on echolocation for navigating and hunting. Since the 1950s, there has been a major reduction in their number in the Yangtze, which is where they had lived for the previous 20 million years. The industrialization of China had a tremendous effect on the mammalian population of the river since it was used for fishing, transportation, and the generation of hydroelectric power. No Yangtze River dolphins have been seen since the year 2002, despite the fact that they are not recognized as officially extinct. Number 8. Pyrenean Ibex. There are 4 subspecies of the Spanish ibex, also known as the Iberian goat, and one of them can be found on the Iberian Peninsula. The ibex would attain a shoulder height of between 60 and 76 centimeters, weigh anything from 24 to 80 kilograms, and derive the majority of its nutrition from grasses and herbs. In the past, it was thought that there were 50,000 of them, but by the early 1900s, there were fewer than 100 of them left. Poaching and an inability to compete with other species for food and habitat are both factors that are suspected by scientists to have contributed to the extinction of the Pyrenean ibex. Nevertheless, the exact reasons for the ibex's demise remain a mystery. In the year 2000, a downed tree was responsible for the death of the last Pyrenean ibex in northern Spain. Number 7. Passenger pigeon. The North American passenger pigeon, often known as the wild pigeon, has not been seen since the early part of the 20th century. It is estimated that between 3 and 5 billion passenger pigeons roamed the United States before Europeans arrived in North America. However, the colonization of the area by Europeans led to massive deforestation, the loss of habitat, and a decline in the bird population. Pigeon meat was sold as an affordable source of nutrition for those living in poverty during the 19th century, which led to an increase in hunting. Around the year 1900, the passenger pigeon died out in the wild for the final time, and the last known specimen passed away in captivity in the year 1914. Number 6. Tasmanian tiger. The Tasmanian tiger was an enormous carnivorous marsupial that was native to Australia, Tasmania, and New Guinea. It was an endemic species, meaning that it could only be found in those 3 places. The animal looked like a medium to large dog. It weighed 30 kilograms and measured over 2 meters from snout to tail, but it had dark stripes that gave it the appearance of a tiger. It is believed that humans hunted it to extinction, which was encouraged by bounties. However, human encroachment on its habitat, the introduction of dogs, and illness may have also contributed to its demise. The final Tasmanian tiger to pass away in captivity did so at the Hobart Zoo in Tasmania in the year 1936. The last Tasmanian tiger to pass away in the wild occurred between the years 1910 and 1920. Number 5. Stellers Sea Cow. The large herbivorous mammal known as the Stellers Sea Cow was discovered by naturalist George Steller in 1741. The animal was given its name in his honor. In the Bering Sea, it is believed that the Stellers Sea Cow, which measured at least 8 to 9 meters in length and weighed between 8 to 10 tons, frequented the near islands and Commander Islands. It is said that the creature was tame and that it subsisted primarily on kelp. The fact that it could not fully submerge its gigantic body, along with its docility, may have made it an easy target for human hunters. The Stellers Sea Cow was hunted to extinction only 27 years after Europeans made their discovery of the animal. Number 4. Great auk. A large bird that is not a member of the avian family and can be found in the North Atlantic and northern Spain. It stood at a height of between 75 and 85 centimeters and weighed somewhere around 5 kilograms. The great auk had excellent swimming abilities, which allowed it to search for food while submerged in water. By the year 1835, the last remaining colony of auks that had been living on the island of Eldey had been eradicated. On the island of St. Kilda, which is located in Scotland, 3 men hunted down and killed the last of these birds in the year 1844. They believed that the auk was a witch who was to blame for the severe storm that arose, so they decided to kill it before it could tell anyone the truth. Number 3. Dodo. The dodo, a flightless bird that was once native to Mauritius but has since been extinct, measured around 1 meter tall and weighed between 10 and 20 kilos. Because the only photos and written records of the dodo's appearance date back to the 17th century, its specific appearance cannot be ascertained from these sources. It is speculated that the bird lost its ability to fly as a result of an overabundance of food supplies, seeds, roots, and fruits that fell from the trees, and a dearth of potential enemies. Dutch seamen were the first known people to make reference to the dodo in 1598. The extinction of the bird was brought on by humans, the domesticated animals they brought with them, and wild creatures they brought with them. In 1662, there was the last reliable report of someone seeing a dodo. Number 2. Woolly mammoth. It is thought that this enormous animal was closely linked to the modern elephant in some way. Around 3.5 million years ago, its ancestors fled Africa and eventually settled in northern Eurasia as well as North America. The monstrosity had a height of more than 4 meters and had a potential weight of up to 6 tons. They had a furry exterior, and the curved length of their tusks could reach up to 5 meters in length. Around 10,000 years ago, the woolly mammoth went extinct as a result of a combination of hunting by humans and the destruction of its natural habitat brought on by climate change. It is believed that the final isolated population of woolly mammoths vanished from Wrangel Island in the Arctic Ocean roughly 1700 years before the Common Era. Number 1. Saber-toothed cat. Between 55 million and 11,700 years ago, these animals roamed the earth. They are frequently referred to as saber-toothed tigers or saber-toothed lions. The fact that some species of saber-toothed cats have canine teeth that may reach lengths of up to 50 centimeters in length is what led to the origin of their name. Despite their resemblance to bears, they were recognized as being among the best hunters of their day and were known to pursue prey including sloths and mammoths. These felines were able to open their lips to an angle of 120 degrees, which is about twice as wide as the mouth of a contemporary lion. It is speculated that the fall and eventual extinction of the large herbivores that the saber-toothed cat hunted may have been a contributing factor in the extinction of this animal. Changes in the climate and more competition from humans are 2 alternative possibilities. What do you think about this video? Tell us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, like it and subscribe to our channel for more.